Hi, guys. We are live. Sorry about that. I wasn't sure. Let me just double check that we are live on this platform too. Yep. Change. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. It looks like we are live on the main page. We're live on 4 platforms right now. So bear with me. I just want to make sure that everyone can join us and can hear us.
Awesome, awesome. Okay,
Okay,
looks like we are
cool.
live on the main that everyone can join.
All right. Awesome. So we are on live, and I have just clicked the comments button so that any one of you who wants to say hello can do so. Anyone who wants to ask questions can do so. I am Michelle Jones. Good afternoon. It's 2:30 here in Canberra, and I am a naturopath, herbalist, nutritionist, lifestyle coach, and I help women get empowered, find their passion, and build an automated business online. Now, I have a free coaching group on Facebook. So, for those of you that are watching on YouTube, on my private page and my business page here on Facebook, jump on at Michelle Jones Coaching to be able to join the free group that we have on this Facebook channel, because here I teach people how to create their herbs, remedies, how to live a naturally organic lifestyle. So today we're going to be talking about coffee. Now, a lot of people enjoy their coffee. I love my coffee in the mornings. And very few people realize that you could actually combine the health benefits of coffee and tea. So, coffee and tea is a great combination. You can um, get the perked up and energized benefits of coffee, at the same time get the medicinal properties of herbs when you combine the two together. So I'd like to know who among you have tried that. There have been, through the years, all this supplement or beverage companies that have sold their coffee alternatives or their coffee blends or their coffee sweeteners. Okay, so there are different packagings that have been done for this, and all it is to actually either, number one, create an alternative to coffee for those that can't drink coffee, and second, to actually create a sweeter, healthier version for the coffee. Now, my workshop today is for you guys to be able to create not just a good tasting coffee blend, but one that actually has benefits to your to your immune system, to boosting the functions of all the different cells in your body, depending on what it is that you need. Okay, so again, the comment section is open. If you guys type up from any of the channels that we're in a message, if you can tell us where you're coming from, do that so that I can see who's joining us. Okay, so I have my cup of coffee here, and I also have my bottles of tea. Now I'm going to be sharing with you that. I'm just going to be moving my keyboard so that you can see it better. Now, if you guys are going to be joining me in preparing your blends right now, what I'd like to know is, what do you have that you're going to be using and mixing in your tea? Now, I have a few things here, and let me see if I can have you look at what I have. So the first blend, I've got my teaspoon here. The first blend that we're going to be looking at is the combination of some of my bottled herbs. Okay, so I have here fenugreek. Okay, there's fenugreek. This one that doesn't have a tab yet, that's chicory. I have here 2 versions of dandelion. This is dandelion flowers. So if you can see that, I should take it out so you guys can see it. So those are dandelion flowers. Okay. And I have dandelion leaves. See how I can make this all fit here. Okay. There we go. chicory, dandelion leaves, and I've got a sweetener that we're going to be using today for this batch, which is cinnamon. Okay, so this is going to be our first blend. Our first blend is going to be making use of coffee, fenugreek seeds, dandelion. So you can choose if you want dandelion flower, dandelion leaves. You can also get dandelion roots. So I've just bought my dandelion roots from the shop to well, not today, a few weeks ago. There you go. So you can opt for any of these. Okay. And then I've got cinnamon. Now, this is one blend that we're going to be using. A second blend that we will be using will be taking advantage of actual herbs, which are rosemary. This is stevia for those of you that have never seen stevia. Okay, so let me just put that there. And we're going to be using peppermint and yarrow. Okay, so that's going to be the next batch that we're going to be preparing. I'll put that aside for now. And we are going to be talking about this first blend. Now, when you create your your herbal coffee blend, this is not, we are not talking about a coffee substitute. This is making use of coffee. I like coffee. I love what the benefits of caffeine brings us, and I like combining that with all these other herbs. Now let's talk about why that is the combination that I'm choosing today. So first of all, for those of you that are worried about coffee, not everyone reacts to coffee badly. Some people do. Some people have reactions to coffee where they're very jittery, and or if they drink coffee after a certain time, like my husband, if he drinks coffee after 3 p.m., he can't sleep through the night. Ideally, the last drink of coffee should be before 3 p.m. because coffee actually stays in your system quite a long period. So if you are realizing that you're getting jittery, there are two things there. How much coffee are you drinking? And how late are you drinking your coffee? Are you allowing the coffee to actually be metabolized out of your system? So those are the questions. If you cannot tolerate coffee, then get the tea component that we're going to be mixing, because those things are great as coffee alternatives. Okay. So again, with what we're doing, I actually have a plunger. So this is a personal plunger, so it's the right size. And I'm going to be putting in 1 cup of coffee. Now, this is a double shot. A single shot is only up to here. That's a double shot of coffee. If you want to do this with just a single shot, you can do that as well. Okay. So you can add a single shot or a double shot of coffee depending on how much coffee you're planning to drink for the day. If you are very if you are very disciplined, I would say do a double shot, put it here, mix your tea blend that I'm going to be explaining to you, and use that as your drink throughout the day until 3 p.m. Because remember, you can heat this one up. You can add hot water to it, or you can heat the coffee. You can do that in your percolator. You can do it in your microwave if that's what you have access to, especially if you're in an office. Okay. All right. So let me talk about our first herb. I'm getting a lot of these messages. Guys, send your messages on this because I can't look separately on my messages. If you have questions, send it, type it up, and put it through whatever platform you're watching this from, and then I'll be able to see it. Okay. All right. So again, I'm going to be putting my coffee aside first. And what we're going to do next is, actually, I can just put it straight in here. So I've got this container. We're going to pour our coffee now. And I'm just going to have to make you see it so you can see there. No cheating, but I sometimes spill my coffee. So I'd rather just tilt it a bit and voila, there it is. So coffee is in. That's there. And the next one that we're actually going to be adding into our mix is chicory. Now, as I mentioned, let me just cover this one while we're talking about chicory. Always make sure that when you're gathering the rest of the ingredients, you close your coffee plunger so that your coffee doesn't get cold. Okay, we're gonna top that up. So I also have my boiled water here because we will be topping that up after we put all the tea in it. So this one is what we're going to be talking about. This is chicory. Now, chicory can be used as as a coffee alternative. In fact, a lot of people, mentors, health gurus say that chicory, roasted chicory, is a good coffee alternative. Now, I like the smell of my coffee and I like the taste of my coffee. So, this chicory will be an additive to my coffee. You see, chicory has amazing benefits. It actually has what we call inulin fiber. So, it's full of inulin fiber. Chicory, that chicory fiber, that inulin fiber is a great prebiotic. It's an amazing antioxidant and it's great for relieving constipation. It also is good for improving your cholesterol levels, for your blood sugar levels. It is great for your skin because it's a liver support. So any of the herbs that supports the liver actually is great for your skin as well. If you have those brown marks on your skin, more often than not, that is a liver deficiency. Okay, so when you have those dark marks on your skin, make sure that you have a herb that you're taking that actually boosts your liver. So that's what we're going to be using chicory for. Now, your chicory can be a dried chicory, it can be a powder form. Mine is a powder form, and this one actually is not is dried chicory. It's not roasted. You can get the roasted ones, but see, I actually prefer my herbs to not be cooked. Okay. So if we're going to cook it later on to heat our coffee again, then that's fine. But right now, using it, I'd rather that it be the dried herb or the fresh herb. Okay. So again, here's our coffee, chicory. We are going to be putting in, so I'm going to just open this one up. We are going to be putting in 1 teaspoon of chicory if it's not powdered. But because I have a powdered chicory, I'm just going to do half a teaspoon. Okay, that's half a teaspoon. Put that in my mix. Okay, close that. So you can see chicory's been added in there. It's mixed up very quickly. The next one that we will be putting is fenugreek seeds. Now, fenugreek seeds is another amazing herb that fights diabetes, it fights cancer, it supports weight loss. But that's a key, supports weight loss. So for those of you that are wanting to actually um, lose some weight while enjoying a good drink in the morning, that helps balance your blood sugar levels, that helps boost your system with antioxidants, that helps lower your cholesterol as well. This is a great herb. Now, for men, it also boosts their, their libido. It's a sex stimulant. It also for women actually helps reduce menstrual pain. So with both men and women, it has a benefit on the reproductive system. It is also great for your hair. It actually helps get rid of dandruff. It gets rid of flaking of the scalp. It also helps strengthen your hair follicles. So, because of that, it also encourages hair growth and prevents baldness. Okay, amazing, right? Great reason to add it in our coffee. So, what we're going to do is we are now going to, I've got fenugreek seeds, and we are going to add a teaspoon of that. Okay, a teaspoon of that in our, let me just raise this, our coffee mix. Okay, so again, we've added already half a teaspoon of powdered chicory, and now this is a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds. Okay, now the next one on our list, let me just cover this one. Are you finding this interesting? I am, and I love the smell. They all have different scents that the herbal smells that they release once you put them in that hot water. So I love it. Okay, next one is our dandelion. Now, which dandelion am I going to use? I think I'm going to use a combination of my leaves and my flowers because I've got both. You can use only you can decide to only use one. We only really need one. But again, when I have my leaves and flowers, I can't resist them, so I always want to have some. Probably just have like maybe about 5 pieces of the flowers. Okay, add them in, and then about maybe 3 dried leaves, dandelion leaves, and I'm just gonna crunch them and add them here. Okay, that's dandelion. Now let me explain what dandelion does. Let me just put these things aside. Dandelion is one of those amazing herbs that I love. Dandelion is a great detoxifier. It removes toxins from your system. It's very nutritious. It's got a lot of vitamins and minerals. Actually, all the herbs that we're using have a lot of nutrients. And that's also why all of them are amazing antioxidants and amazing immune boosters. Now, dandelion um, supports the immune system. It also is a liver support. So we now have in this drink dandelion, we have our chicory, and we also have our fenugreek that are all liver supports. Okay. It also is an anti inflammatory. It's an amazing herb that treats anemia. It's great for joint stiffness, chronic ulcers. It also balances the blood sugar. So, again, we've got several herbs that we put in this drink that now helps our pancreas. Amazing, right? So, you're just preparing yourself a nice coffee drink with a different flavor, but at the same time with all the added nutrients and benefits that the herbs have in this drink. So, what else is dandelion good for? It also helps uh, reduce excess fat from the body, which again means that it is together with our fenugreek helps with weight loss. We we also a lot of studies have also shown that because of the detoxifying properties of dandelion and its antioxidant properties, it is a great one for cancer cells, for preventing cancer, and for supporting people with cancer. It also is great to support our bones. Great reason to add it, right? So it's all there. Now, the last one to add, I only have 4 ingredients for this one. The last one to add is our sweetener. Now, the reason I'm adding sweetener is not everyone likes bitter herbs in their coffee. I love bitter herbs, but when I drink my teas, I actually like to have a sweetener that binds these flavors together. And cinnamon is a really good one that does to do that. Cinnamon is one of the great um, sweeteners that we use for tea and coffee that doesn't just sweeten the blends, it also is an amazing antioxidant. Can you see that? Yes, it's also an amazing antioxidant that you know helps boost antioxidant properties in our body. It is a preventative for diabetes, which means it also helps support the pancreas. But the other thing that it does is it's actually amazing for viral infections. So if you're feeling unwell and you want your coffee, usually coffee is not recommended when you're not well because coffee can be quite acidic. So 2 solutions I have for that is I actually prepare my coffee with 9.5 pH Kangen water. So the increased alkalinity that I put in the water actually balances the acidity of the coffee. But the other thing that happens is when you have an immune booster like cinnamon, then you now boost your body's ability to get better. Okay. It is a cancer reducer as well, but it is an amazing herb that actually builds your neural senses. Okay, so it actually helps support people who have neurodegenerative disorders. It is also a great weight management herb. So we are going to put, you can put half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon of this in your coffee blend. And remember the reason, sorry, I just wanted to make sure that you guys can see me properly. Oops, there we go. So the reason why we are covering that is to actually keep the heat, because it's now going to start getting cold. I would, you could put half a teaspoon, but if you're using the barks and you want to be able to drink your coffee straight away, you can have a little bit more than half a teaspoon. So half a teaspoon, that teaspoon would be a good amount. Okay, I like my herbs and my tea bitter, so I will just have half a teaspoon. All right, put that there. So now we have everything. So just to remind you guys, we have in this drink my coffee. So it was a double shot coffee. I have in here chicory, powdered chicory, half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon fenugreek seeds. I added 3 dandelion dried leaves. I added 5 dandelion dried flowers and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And to that, we are going to add some water. And I would actually suggest about a cup, so about, if I can show you this one, it'll also depend on how big the cups are that you drink. Okay, so if you're like me and you only drink this, if you measure it to fit just 2 of those drinks, you just fill this to half. Now if you like drinking it in mugs, then you can fill it up higher. You let it steep for about 5 to 10 minutes before you drink. So we are now going to steep this drink and talk about our next drink. Oops, let me just. So that's the first one. Okay. Now let's talk about the second drink that we have. And this is where we will be using these herbs, fresh herbs from my garden. And again, this is the second double shot. So I have my next container here so that I can help you guys start learning how to create your own tea. So I'm just putting that other one aside and making sure it is shut so that I don't drink cold coffee. All right. So when you're using fresh herbs, we'll do the same thing with fresh herbs where we actually measure it approximately. You can chop the herbs. I tend not to chop the herbs, besides I don't have a chopping board here with you. So we will do estimates. But if you chop them small, then you will also have similar measurements in teaspoon or in tablespoon rather than teaspoon. So because this is fresh herb, the measurements will be in tablespoon that I'll share with you. But again, you can chop or you can just roughly slice it like I will. So the first thing is to, again, like what we did earlier, pour our coffee in the plunger. Okay, there's our coffee. I'll put that aside now. And we will be adding the herbs that go with this one. So with this one, we are going to be looking at rosemary. I love rosemary, and a lot of the herbs that I have in this container are herbs that actually support our brain. Because what do we drink coffee for? We drink coffee to boost our energy levels, to boost our minds, to allow us to actually think clear and think better, right? So if that's the purpose of our coffee drink, we need to make sure that the herbs that we're taking also work in that same direction, or work for that purpose. Okay, so I want to wake up, I want to have I want to be able to think clearly. So I want to make sure that my herbs are herbs that will actually support that. So now rosemary is an amazing herb for the brain. It improves memory, it improves your moods as well. It is an amazing migraine remedy. So if you are drinking your coffee because you've got migraine headaches, then use rosemary. Actually, while I'm talking, I might just start adding my herbs in so that you guys can see it. And if this is my rosemary, we will just probably add, I can add the whole thing actually, not the second one, just this one. Depending on how you like the flavor of rosemary, rosemary can be strong for some people. I love rosemary. But if you're finding rosemary too strong, then I would suggest maybe just half of this. Okay. So just chopping it there. Rosemary is an amazing immune booster as well. So you're not just boosting your brain capacity, you're also boosting your immune system. It's an amazing antibacterial. So again, if you're slightly feeling off, this is a great herb to just add to your coffee. Um, you can just pull out the leaves that way. I kind of like cutting them a bit smaller. I feel like it absorbs better. Mind you, we are using hot water, so it will absorb the properties quite quickly too. The other great thing about rosemary, it is actually also boosts hair growth. Okay, so if you're struggling with your hair's falling, your hair is not growing as quickly as you want, add rosemary into your drink because that's what rosemary does. It's amazing for digestive health, and it is also a cancer preventative and cancer support herb. Aside from the fact that it makes my coffee smell super, super good. Okay, actually, we'll do just half so that we're not taking too much time. There we go. Awesome. So that's rosemary that we've added. And one of the other things that I'd like you to note about rosemary is, are you guys, sorry, just looking at the question that was being asked. Okay, yes. So that's correct. So rosemary also is an amazing diuretic. It is great for the respiratory system as well as for detoxification. So like the dandelion in the other coffee mixture that we prepared, rosemary is also an amazing detoxifier and an antibacterial. Not, oh my goodness, it smells, my fingers smell so good from that rosemary. Let's put the rosemary there. All right. Now, with what you call it, with when we're preparing our coffee drinks, as I said, I wanted to have uh, my coffee be something that can boost my energy levels in the morning, make me think clear, make me focus. And when that's the case, another herb that does that is peppermint. Peppermint is an amazing herb. So this is my harvest from my garden today. Peppermint is an amazing herb that actually helps boost your memory. It also is really good for your digestive system. It's great for headaches. It helps cool down the body. So let's put that down again. Helps cool down the body. And it also helps reduce stress. So like the rosemary, this is something that people who want to focus in their studies want to be able to absorb what they're learning, what they're reading, you know, additional work that they're learning to do. If you want to be able to absorb all that, peppermint is a really great herb to add into your drink. So a lot of times peppermint is sold in the markets as something that actually helps relieve the stomach. Well, peppermint does that, but it also helps boost your brain. And I love the smell of peppermint, so we're going to have to put a little bit more of the peppermint than the rosemary because they both have very strong scents. If we don't balance it correctly, the smell will be a little bit weird. So find out which one you like to smell more of, and that's what you need to make sure you add more of in your tea. Sorry, coffee blend. In your coffee blend. So the other thing that you guys don't realize about peppermint. Peppermint is actually an immune booster. It actually helps the system with when you've got a fever, the flu, when you've got a bad cold, a respiratory infection. Peppermint is great for all that. Okay, so I think that'll do. Again, remember, measurement is going to be a tablespoon of peppermint and about half a tablespoon or even half a teaspoon of rosemary, especially if you don't like the very bitter taste that rosemary has to offer. Okay, so remember, it all boils down to how you like your coffee. If you're not sure about how it tastes, then just add a little bit. So again, if I can recap, this is a double shot of coffee. It has about a teaspoon of rosemary fresh and a tablespoon of fresh peppermint. Okay, the next one is yarrow. Now, yarrow is this amazing herb with this kind of leaf. It looks like fern. The leaves look like fern, and they have beautiful flowers. If you don't know much about yarrow and you want to learn more, make sure you are in our Michelle Jones coaching group, because we've talked about yarrow. There's so much because of all the amazing medicinal benefits that yarrow has. Now, I want to be able to share here some of those amazing benefits of yarrow, and that is that it is a great remedy for colds and fevers. It's an immune booster as well. It is great for rheumatism, great for arthritis. It is a wound healer. So during the war, the soldiers would be healed, or their bleeding would be stopped using yarrow, because yarrow actually helps stop bleeding. So if you or your children suffer from nosebleeds in winter, or some people suffer with nosebleeds in summer, make sure that you have yarrow. You can have it as a tea, or you can just grab the yarrow and put it up the nose, and it actually stops bleeding. Seriously, because that's how I did it with my children. So I'm just cutting the yarrow, adding it here. I can again make you see this better. And yarrow also helps with migraine headaches. It's great for recurring headaches more so than migraine headaches. So migraine headaches, I kind of tend to choose rosemary. But if you have recurring headaches, definitely grab yarrow. So I put maybe about 8 pieces of yarrow leaves, and that will be about a tablespoon of fresh yarrow. Okay. Yarrow is also great for improving eyesight. It is great for people that suffer from asthma. So it does a lot of other benefits aside from make our coffee taste better. Okay, so we've got a yarrow in there. Now, I wonder how many of you have actually seen stevia. So I'm not talking about the artificial sweetener, I'm talking about the plant. So this is stevia. Have you seen it? This is the stevia plant, and you can use the leaves of stevia for your sweetener. So in fact, it actually tastes quite sweet if you put it straight in your mouth raw, which I do. Actually, it's quite good. So when we buy the processed sweeteners, you've already, added some chemicals into stevia. Stevia on its own is so sweet. It's so yummy. It has a little bit of a pepperminty taste, but really yummy and sweet. So it's not the strong peppermint taste. It's not even as strong as spearmint. You just have like a little mild minty taste and a really nice sweet taste in that. So I would say, maybe add um, half a tablespoon of this one. Again, remember it's fresh, so it's different when you're adding the dry. I would add half a teaspoon, or half a half a teaspoon or one teaspoon. Okay. Now, because this is fresh, we are adding about 1 tablespoon. You can actually put in the stems, the stevia stems, quite soft. See, and it also is sweet. Mm, I love that taste. So yummy. If you've never tried, excuse me, if you've never tried planting stevia before, plant it because it has a lot of amazing benefits. I think that'll do. Last. Now, stevia, aside from it being a sweetener, as always, like with cinnamon, remember um, we don't use sweeteners just because they sweeten. We use the sweeteners because they too, as herbs, have amazing medicinal properties. So stevia is great for weight loss. It is great as a cancer support. It is great for managing blood sugar levels. It supports the pancreas. It also helps reduce the risk for osteoporosis. It helps with those who suffer from gingivitis or cavities. And it also helps balance blood pressure levels. So, again, all those properties in this drink. Now that we've got this, we will add our hot water to the same level. Oh no, I've got a call. I hope it's not important because I've just. Okay, so I've got this. Now you can see the fresh herbs there. And this is our other drink, which are the dry herbs. Okay, it does have some fresh dandelion. That's why it's a little bit green, but it's mostly dried herbs. So that's all it takes. So what we've done is we've actually um, created a amazing coffee blend, a herbal coffee blend that gives us the benefits that coffee has, plus the additional benefits of all the different herbs that we've added in. Now, depending on what you've got around, you may be able to add those. You can experiment with the herbs, but to be on the safe side, join us on Michelle Jones Coaching so we can talk about the herbs that you've decided to put, why those herbs are good, why the combinations work. Okay. Other sweeteners that you can use before I forget. So we've talked about cinnamon and stevia. Licorice is another good, uh, and that's a bit wet. Licorice is another good herb to actually add in your coffee or your tea. Also has amazing medicinal properties. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I am now going to plunge this carefully, and there you go. Plunge, plunge, plunge. And I'm going to pour my coffee so that I can start enjoying the medicinal properties of this drink. Let me know which ones you'll try and let me know how you like them. If you are adding other herbs, let me know what they are as well. And if you still aren't part of our coaching group, let me type that here. I would like to invite you to join us on our Jones coaching group. And this is how you join. It's just a groups on Facebook and then just go Michelle Jones Coaching. When you're there, we have a lot of health series, health workshops, from creating your medicinal extracts to creating your medicinal teas, your herbal tea blends, creating your own homemade soaps. What else have we done? Creating your apple cider vinegar from scratch, and many other workshops. So join us. If you're not in this group just yet, join us now. Have a great day, everyone. Oh, I love this. Oh, sorry, just something to add. I have an amazing weight loss coffee blend that I would like to share with you. If you're interested to find out about that, make sure you join the coaching group and then send me a message within that coaching group, a private message with your WhatsApp number, because I will be sending that via WhatsApp. So if you guys are in the coaching group and you haven't sent me your WhatsApp before, make sure you send me your WhatsApp if you want the herbal coffee blend recipe. Okay, for weight loss, specific for weight loss. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. Yummy.